Welcome to the Inspiring Women of Iowa podcast, a special series amplifying the stories of the Inspiring Women of Iowa finalist. Inspiring Women of Iowa is an annual event hosted by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa with the goal of celebrating women of courage, confidence, and character who are making the world a better place. Why does that sound familiar? Well, because it also happens to be the mission of the Girl Scouts, where they believe society is better because strong women show girls that anything is possible. This event was created by Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa in 2017 to celebrate women in our community and share their stories while raising support for the Girl Scout programs that build the next generation of inspiring women. 16 individuals are celebrated annually with the Courage, Confidence, Character, and Inspiring Advocate for Women Awards. I'm your host, Sarah Noel Wilson. I am a business owner, a champion of women, and I'm also a proud Girl Scout alum, so massive love to Troop 238. And I am honored to have the chance to speak with these amazing, inspiring women and to share their stories with you. Joining me today is Loretta Terrell, who is being nominated for the Courage Award. She is the founder of Sista Soul Fest. Loretta,
yes,
we made it. We made it.
We are here.
It is happening.
It is. Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited to talk with you. And friends who are listening. So I had the privilege of meeting Loretta in a pretty quick interaction, and every interaction I've had with her since, she is just an absolute delight. And I'm so excited for you all to get exposed to her and to hear more about her message. So, okay, so Loretta, before we get into the work you do, a question I'm asking everyone is just, what else do you want us to know about who you are as a human?
Well, you might already know, but I love people. I believe that we have more alike than not. And I believe that we should, what I do is I try to focus on the things that we have in common than the things that we don't. I believe in living your best life, and whatever your best is at that time, because it does change. So
you bet it does. Has that always been a strong value of yours, or where did that evolve for you?
I would like to say, and I do believe it's always been a strong value because of my family, my upbringing, but it wasn't really, I didn't really recognize it until I left a corporation, a job that no longer valued me after 15 years. And I really just dug deep into that and found out that I can really live the life that I want to live, how I see it best for me, So, yeah.
It's I don't know if this was your experience, but sometimes when you're in a tough situation like that, it's bad, it's draining or dimming your light, but it's not until you get out that you realize, like, oh, it's actually worse than what I thought. I don't know if that resonates for you at all, but that was my experience.
Absolutely. My experience, it was just like that. Actually, that was the first time I got a therapist because it was so rough for me, being in that position, and just for the first time really feeling like, God, these people don't care about me. I grew up having love at its highest form with my family. So to have that feeling of not being even liked, let alone loved, was like, it was crushing. So, yeah. I understand it.
What glorious language to describe that. I'm already like, okay, we need to have you on our show because I want to dig in more. But okay, so for purposes of this,
Yes.
we know that everyone who is nominated because they've made an impact, that they've made an impact on the community, on an individual, even if they didn't realize it. And so talk to us, Loretta, about the work you do, the impact you want to make, and what drives that for you.
Okay, this is where I take a deep
Yeah.
breath. Okay, so the work that I do a lot of community work. I would like to say that I am a community activist and I am a creator. I create spaces that aren't normally accessible or easily accessible to a community. And when I say community, sometimes people just say community and they think of it as a location. But when I say community, the definition of that is a lot more than just a location. A community is a group of people that have a common interest. We have the same concerns. So you don't necessarily have to live in that actual community or location.
One of the things that I was thinking about was a colleague of ours in Des Moines, Courageous Fire. She was a former actually winner for the event. And one of the things she talks about, especially like as a Black woman, is there's the places of trust and there's the places of must, like the places you have
Absolutely.
to. And when you think about creating, so continue talking about the spaces you create and what that looks like.
Oh my goodness. So yes, first and foremost, it's women and young girls. And that's all of us, regardless of color, creed, background. And then there is where we focus more into the women and young girls that are Black women and women of color.
Yeah.
Also, the communities that are marginalized. So the actual location of a community or space in the city. Um, we have expanded, I say we, Sister Soulfest, expanded to the communities of the missing men in our communities, which are men that are incarcerated. So that community of people, really, of course, our children, the youth. We have culture kids. This part of Sister Soul Fest, that is something that we've always had, but we're now being able to move in it and see it grow. So yeah, just yeah, that's just kind of them in a nutshell. But yeah.
When did you start Sister Soul Fest? How long has that organization been? Because when we met you, it was through displaying the artwork of the missing men. And it was Nick, when we saw your name come through, he was like, I'm pretty sure we met her. And I'm pretty sure it was, because of that work. So how long has your organization been around?
Well, Sister Soul Fest started in 2020. So it was August of 2020 is when we had our first fest in the middle of the pandemic at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Brothers United for Hope is going to be 2 years in this coming August.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we know, and people can hear how inspiring you are. You've been nominated for this award. You've created these spaces. Loretta, who's somebody who inspires you?
There's so many people that inspire me as far as, of course, my mother, my grandmothers, my family members. But one person that I listen to daily, and I had the chance to go to his ministry over in the Bahamas when he was alive, is Dr. Miles Monroe. He is a big inspiration, and I'm inspired by everything he did in his ministry and his outreach to people. So,
I love that. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
When you think about the people who are going to get exposed to your story, who maybe are familiar, but maybe it's the first time they're hearing about you through this event, and even people who might be learning about you through this conversation, as we wrap up our time together, what's one message you want to leave with them?
I would say the one message that I would like for everyone to know and to remember is that we really are in this together. And when I say in this, I mean in this life together. And I can't say it enough, but it doesn't matter your color, your background, your religious beliefs. We are really in this life together. And we have so much more in common than not. And we're all given the same 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
The sun shines, the same sun that shines on me shines on everyone else. The same moon at night is the same moon that we all have. So It's really what we do with it, and more importantly, how we move in that. My grandmother, both of them, but my mother's mother, always instilled in us love, and taught us the importance of love. And really, it's the greatest. It really is the greatest. And if we could move more in our hearts, move from a space of love when we deal with people and one another, we would be so much better off.
Yeah.
We really, really would. So
it's, I mean, that's really clear even when you talk about you've experienced the highest power of love or the highest type of love, how you said it earlier. And it makes me think of a mentor of mine always says, you are either always coming from a place of fear or love.
And that is so true.
And both is a choice. So,
yes.
So Loretta, for people who are interested in learning more about the organizations that you run with Soul Sister Fest and then the Missing Men's, what's the best way for people to connect with you or follow your work?
They can definitely follow us. We have a website, a beautiful website. It is at www.sista, and sisters with sass, SISTA. yes.com. And we also have, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And I know nothing about TikTok. But so they can follow us on that. And then Brothers United for Hope is also on our website, and it has its own social media handles as well. So
awesome.
Can definitely follow us that way. And just remember that Sister Soul Fest is coming up this year. It'll be our 6th year here in Des Moines, our 4th year in North Carolina, and our first debut July 12th in Waterloo. So we are so excited. Yes.
When is the next date for the one here in Des Moines?
In Des Moines, it is August 31st. So it's always the last Sunday in August.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. No, I thank you for sharing that. Loretta.
Yes,
now, people who are listening to this, you have to understand there's been a whole lot of laughter, giggling in the process of us trying to get this scheduled, navigating technology and vacuuming. And honestly, I feel so much love being in this conversation with you. And there's such a warmth, and I'm so grateful for you. So thank you so much for coming and talking with me.
I am just as grateful for you too, Sarah. So thank you so much. And I know we're going to connect again. So this is not goodbye.
Thank you. The 2025 Inspiring Women of Iowa event will be held on May 9th at the Meadows Events and Conference Center. To purchase tickets and get more information about supporting this event, please visit inspiringwomenofiowa.com. And all proceeds from this fundraising event stay 100% local to benefit Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa and their mission to build up girls of courage, confidence, and character who will make this world a better place. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.